So, hello class. Today we're going to be working on comprehending informational text. So that is a very important skill, not only in reading, but also in science, social studies, and math. So I'm going to hand out the Explore Tornadoes worksheet, and then we're going to go over its text features. While we are looking at this worksheet, I want you guys to look at the bold words and the definitions, the heading. It's at the top of your paper, if that's colorful or if it's just kind of bland. The diagrams, timelines, captions. The captions are like the little paragraphs under a picture to explain it or to give credit to the source. I'm going to ask you guys to give a thumbs up if you think a word is an example of a nonfiction text feature. So thumbs up or thumbs down if it's not. I'm going to give you a couple words. The first word that I'm going to give you is a caption. Thumbs up if you think that is. Thumbs down if you think that's not. It is, right? That's a text feature, important text feature. Our second word is a diagram. Do you think that's a text feature, yes or no? Yes. How about a heading? Yes, it is a text feature because it gives insight into what you're going to read, whether or not it's a heading to another paragraph or if it's a heading of your paper. Our next word is title. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It is. Bold words. Do we think bold words are important? Yes, they are. Most times they are a definition or it's something that you need to know. That's why it stands out better. How about a page number? Yes or no? It's actually not. I mean, yes, it puts your pages in order, but it's not something that is crucial to information. Paragraph. A simple paragraph, is that crucial? No. How about a single sentence? No, it is not. So now we are going to look for definitions and visuals throughout our papers. Now I'm going to read aloud the passage to you guys and I want you to follow along. A tornado is an amazing, awesome act of nature that can leave citizens dumbfounded. It's a huge, swirling beast of storm that can appear to have a mind of its own. Tornadoes start with a massive thundercloud, and the cloud sucks huge amounts of air up into the center. In the larger clouds, those are called supercells. There's enough energy in that upswelling of air to spawn a tornado. So the air comes up, and then that causes a tornado. As a warm, wet air collides with cool, dry air, the storm will spin faster and faster. It finally twists down to the ground, creating a tornado. If you've ever seen a whirlpool form in a drain, you have also seen how a tornado works. A drain's whirlpool, also known as a vortex, forms because of the downdraft that the drain creates in the body of water. The downward flow of water into the drain begins to rotate. As the rotation speeds up, the vortex forms. So as the water builds up, the stronger it goes. Tornadoes move and devour the ground, following a path controlled by the thundercloud it came from. Sometimes the tornado will appear to hop. The hop occurs when the vortex is disturbed. The tornado's vortex will hop, form, and collapse during the thundercloud's path. Scientists measure tornado lengths on the Fujiya scale, also known as the F scale. Wind speeds are estimated by the damage accumulated from a tornado. Once those wind speeds are established, a tornado can be placed on the F scale. The weakest tornadoes are rated F-0 with wind speeds of up to 72 miles an hour. That's as fast as you go down the interstate. F2 tornadoes can tear roof houses and destroy mobile homes. F4 tornadoes are able to toss cars in the sky with winds up to 260 miles per hour. F5 tornadoes bring total devastation at over 300 miles an hour. No faster winds have ever been recorded by scientists. An F5's tornado can pick up a cow and launch it as a projectile. Despite modern radar technology, experts cannot predict exactly where a tornado will touch down, and it's important to pay attention to emergency broadcasts if you live in tornado zone. Here in Iowa, we are considered a tornado zone because we are in the valley. Should a tornado happen where you live, the safest place is to be underground in an underground shelter with very strong doors, such as a basement or emergency shelter. Sometimes if you don't have a basement, people go into their bathrooms because that is the soundest structure in the home. If you go down to a basement, typically people hide under the stairs. Like in my house, we go down to our basement and we have a bathroom down there as well. So we'll go into the bathroom and sit under the stairs in the closet in the bathroom. So I want you guys to complete the Explore Hurricanes worksheet in pairs of 2. So go ahead and get into pairs of 2 and go back to your desks when you are done. All right, now that you guys are finished, I will read aloud the passage again and we will go over the answers. Anyone who has ever lived through a hurricane knows that it is the biggest, baddest storm that nature can dish out. A large hurricane can grow to be 600 across and packs the power of many nuclear bombs. These superstorms unleash high winds and rain on states like Florida and Louisiana year after year. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but this year has been especially hard on Florida and Louisiana. They have been getting hit with back-to-back hurricanes. In contrast to the tremendous power they have when they arrive on American shores, hurricanes start in a simple way. It's a normal thunderstorm in North Africa will blow into the Atlantic Ocean near the Earth's equator. Once the storm is over the water, it will begin to gain more power. The water around the equator collects a lot of solar energy, which adds to the storm's power. Hot air rises up in the center of the thunderstorm, cooling off as it makes contact with a colder atmosphere and dumping moisture. All that energy only adds to the storm. Okay? This exchange of hot air and moisture creates a giant column of air. As the storm picks up more energy, a rotation will form, causing the storm to start spinning faster and faster, picking up wind speeds. As soon as winds begin to blow at 75 miles an hour or more, a hurricane is born. How does a hurricane move from the Atlantic Ocean to North America? Over the summer, trade winds blow from Africa to the United States. These winds push newly formed hurricanes across the Atlantic, helping the storm build up more power. By the time the storm reaches the United States, it will have reached the speeds of 100 miles an hour or more. Once a storm hits the U.S., the storm can come undone, or the winds can shift and blow the hurricane harmlessly up the coast. In worst-case scenarios, the storm will hit land and cause massive damage to land and property. The storm's strong winds are capable of ripping trees from the ground and producing 1 to 2 feet of rainwater in less than a day. Over the course of one season, a hurricane often leaves some towns flooded and devastated. So, after you guys read the hurricane article, what were your answers to the following questions? Where do North American hurricanes originate? Yes. They form in Africa, right? And then they hit the equator, and then they build up more energy and build up more, and then they hit the United States. What was the first United States hurricane named after a person? Do you remember that one? Hurricane Camille, right? The second of 3 Category 5 hurricanes to make landfall in the United States during the 20th century. This storm is also the first named after a person, so Hurricane Camille. All right, question number 3. How does a hurricane move across the Atlantic Ocean? I kind of just talked about this. Do you remember? Right, so it starts in Africa, just a regular thunderstorm. It's starting to go over the ocean builds up more power, you cross the equator, and then it starts to spin, and then once it hits the United States, it has strong winds, and it can be very devastating, right? Recent events, the hurricanes in Florida and Louisiana especially has gotten hit hard this year. I think they just had one last week. I don't think it was as strong as what they were expecting it to be, but they have hit devastation. They're losing roofs, their houses are flooding, they're losing their homes. Some people are losing their homes. I mean, it's a real deal. It's very upsetting. All right, next. I want you guys to facilitate a fist of 5. I want you guys, you don't have to look around. It's only for me to know where we need to go from here. Fist of 5. I want you guys to hold up a finger 1 to 5 to show how much you guys kind of get this concept or understand it. Number 1 is mean that you're really not unsure and you're not comfortable and we need to go over it more. 5, you got this concept, we can move on and continue on with our lessons. All right. Thank you guys.